Hello, everybody. It is Friday, July 31st, 2015, and this is episode 12 of Radio Tokyo. And I'm sorry to start off this way, but this is a tribute to one of the finest professional wrestlers the world has ever known. He was a childhood hero of myself and of a lot of other people that we know. So, Rowdy Roddy, this is for you. Scots who have with Wallace bled, Scots whom Bruce has often led, welcome to your gory bed or to victory. Now it is the day and now is the hour. See the front of battle lower. See approach proud Edward's power, chains and slavery. Who will be a traitor knave? Who will be a coward's grave? Who's so base to be a slave? Let him turn and flee. Who for Scotland's king and law freedom's sword will strongly draw? Freemen stand or freemen fall, let him follow me. By oppression's woes and pains, by your sons in servile chains, will we drain our dearest veins, but they shall be free. Lay the proud usurpers low, tyrants fall in every foe. Liberty is in every blow. Let us do or die. Now that we've taken a moment to recognize him, Nick, I don't know if you were ever a professional wrestling fan or not, but surely you do know who Rowdy Roddy Piper is, right?
I know the name. I remember the character. I really he was sadly before my time. But I do recognize the loss. It is a sad day.
He's was actually pretty young. He was 61.
Yeah. Sadly, a lot of athletes, and those, athletic entertainment, they tend to go early. I mean, I guess part of it's just the wear and tear on the body. But
It is.
yeah.
It's actually been kind of a sad year this far for people who like professional wrestling, or even if you're aware of it. There's been quite a few who have gone this year, and
And the Hulk
I'm
Hogan thing.
yeah, I mean that's sad, but it's not.
No, not
Well,
nearly as
well,
sad.
no, it,
It's just like adding on to the
it okay.
sadness.
This is going to be a weird comparison I'm going to make, and I apologize because there is absolutely no equation between being a racist and someone dying, uh, but it
It
does
killed the
it it
image.
it really does, because I grew up with Hulk Hogan. My brother did. A lot of people grew up listening to what he had to say. And for the WWE just to completely sever ties with him and say, he was never part of our organization, that actually does hurt. I mean, it hurts me because now, again, I'm not trying to justify what he said, but he was angry when he said it. And I think there are a lot of times people have said things in anger that they don't really ever mean. They just get angry. I know I snapped at someone earlier today and said something I shouldn't have ever said to them. But part of growing up and being an adult and everything is learning to accept everybody for their faults. And I think what we seem to be seeing a lot of the time, um, not just with Hulk Hogan, but with a lot of other people, who are very much in the public eye. We are seeing people who, particularly like me, because I'm 33. I grew up, late 80s, early 90s, knowing who Hulk Hogan was, Roddy Piper, Mr. Perfect, The Undertaker when he started, people like that. And I've been around long enough, to see not just professional wrestlers, but professional athletes like O.J. Simpson. I mean, and celebrities like the older you are, I think it's more likely that you wind up seeing people who you idolized or who you thought were heroes as your child being a human being, and it's actually kind of a sad part of getting older. So in a way, I I understand, what Hulk Hogan went through, uh, being angry. We've all lost our temper. Again, I'm not trying to justify what he said. I can't, and I'm not going to. But I understand, and I think a lot of people uh, might possibly, want to find a little bit more forgiveness in themselves and understand, he's done a lot for a lot of people. So, like, to me, cutting ties with everything, that just seems a little bit much. I don't know, but
I mean, I think they had to. With everything going on, with all the the
yeah,
issues with cops and it, there's just no room right now for that. There really isn't. Maybe in the future, if
there isn't. But see, here's the thing: this was like 8 years ago when he said it.
well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't
And,
matter.
and I mean, like, again. I'm not trying. I know damn well it sounds like I'm trying to justify, his uses of particular words, and I'm not. I'm really not. But it's like
It,
Paula Dean. Paula Dean said something 30 years ago,
yeah, but
and
I mean,
and she got vilified for
it
that.
does.
She lost her
See,
confidence.
the problem is it doesn't matter when they said it or the context they said it in. It's news today, and right now, today, with all the things going on, I don't think they had a choice. They had to take very
Honestly,
drastic action.
honestly, I think it's kind of the same reaction that a certain how can I put this, party that we'll never forget had when the president was actually on TV and used, and I'm just gonna say the word here. I'm sorry. He said nigger on TV, and honestly, I think it was important for him to say it. There's a reason, So like if anyone wants to jump on me, that's fine. But the reason I think it was important for him to say it is because it's a powerful word, and it's been being thrown around for a lot of reasons for a very long time. And I live in the South, and there are people I know who say this word every day. I'm actually sick of hearing it. But to me, I've kind of become accustomed to it, like a lot of other people have. It's a word to me, and I just look at it as a word. It's like, come on. But but I do think it was important for him to have said it because it needs to be said. And interestingly enough, uh, Obama is now the first president to mention transgender rights. He's the first president to actually take on climate change. He's the first president to use that word in a speech. It's like he's genuinely made history. Like for all the bad things that he's done, cough net neutrality, cough. He's genuinely taken the idea of I'm the first black president in America. He's taken just that and he's left a big ass footprint in the history books. And I'm kind of glad I was around to see it. I really am.
Or not to mention the healthcare bill and all that. Did.
No, no, yeah, healthcare, yeah. Uh-huh.
It was it's I know we both agree that it should be way more, but it's
it, it
still
it actually should be, and to be honest, it's actually taken me a very very long time to come to the like you know damn well it's taken me a long time
mm,
to just get to accepting it because like honestly, without Mr. Obama, I probably wouldn't have health coverage, and I'm not the only person who wouldn't. But that's another story for another time
it's
because I still don't qualify for it.
it's a very imperfect system, but it's a sadly better system. But
It
anyways,
is. It's far from being ideal, but it's genuinely better than nothing. And I'm
but
looking over my shoulder. I'm looking over my shoulders right now because I'm fixing to say something. So this is going to be matter for public record at this point in time. I hope Bernie Sanders does more when he gets elected.
I do too. I really do. I hope he gets elected. He is by far my favorite, my
See,
favorite candidate right now.
okay.
By far.
Here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing. Certain people, including people in my family, are like, "Well, he's a fucking socialist." If Bernie Sanders is what socialism is, sign my ass up. Because he says he actually talks about what needs to be. Now, granted, there are a lot of other serious issues, but most of what he says is common sense shit. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
I know we really try to avoid politics on the show, but since it's been brought up, um, right now we have an issue in the country with people not being able to make a living, and because we have uh, because we live in a capitalist country, that's one of the fallbacks from it. But 40 some odd years, well, actually nearly 50 years, actually, yeah, 50 years ago, 50 2 years ago, in fact, uh, laws got put in place that changed things. So it's been screwing up ever since, and now there's people who have a hell of a lot more money than what they probably need to, because 30 some odd years ago, a certain individual who was a damn fine actor decided to change things up because a bank told him to. Cough, cough, hint, hint. But yeah, it's kind of crazy now, and
Trickle
I
down
think
economics are probably
it,
the
it doesn't
worst
work.
paying. No, no,
It
no.
doesn't work.
Not only does it not work, it has probably been the worst detriment to America as a whole for just since that time. I,
Well,
I,
see, like,
I,
see,
I,
like,
I honestly think it is worse than 9/11. I think it is worse than the bombing, the Oklahoma City bombing.
now hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute here. You
It has
can't just say
done
stuff
more
like that.
damage. It
You
has
can't
done
say
more
stuff like
damage.
that.
No,
But
no,
no,
no.
in all seriousness, I think
No, no, no.
for the
See, no.
first.
Actually, wait, wait. Before you say that, actually, I would say that because I think we put way too little emphasis on the crime, white collar crimes. Like say Enron, right?
Yeah,
How many lives did that completely ruin?
ballpark.
Just give me a ballpark. Just
Oh geez.
how many lives did Enron ruin?
I'm just gonna say 1,000 because I know that's not right,
Oh no, 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 no. We're talking
but
tens
that's
of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands, hundreds
I don't
of
know.
thousands of people. And think about no, no, no. That not only affected them, that affected their kids, their communities, the economy as a whole. We overlook things with money as if it's not that bad. It's not a big deal, but it is. It is. The crimes of Wall Street have done far more damage, and they're basically based around economics. So when I say that it is worse than 9/11, I mean that in all seriousness. It affects millions, tens of millions of people.
It does. But what I was gonna say is, I think as far as trickle down economics work, I think maybe for 10 years or so it was okay. But after that, we've really seen some problems.
It was never a good idea.
No, no, it wasn't. But really, I do think that Mr. Sanders has actually got a plan to address it. Now, he may not be able to address everything. Honestly, it's unrealistic to expect a president to solve all of your problems. But I think, as far as that goes, yeah, he's on the right track because, uh, again, if common sense stuff like creating jobs in the United States, paying workers more, and everything is socialism, then
Or,
why the fuck aren't we all socialist?
rebuilding our infrastructure, our roads,
Yes,
our
the
bridges,
roads. Uh, like the last
building
president that I
building the train system that we desperately need.
the last president I know who actually addressed the infrastructure of the nation, which highways and
Wasn't
railways
it
and stuff like that.
Eisenhower?
Yeah, Eisenhower. That was the last president to actually deal with that in office.
And that was for the
That's,
army. It wasn't even for us. It was just for the army.
well, the interstate highway system was, yeah, but it worked, and now we use it, and it's amazing and wonderful, and it's crumbling and horrible, and we're like, well, all the states need to fix it because it's a state issue. No, it's a national issue, and you've got people being put out of work, not able to pay their bills, but you're
And
fine with that.
dying from car crashes, which are, the leading cause of death, pretty much.
But you see, in the strangest way possible, this actually, I cannot believe I'm able to connect this. This actually leads us in to something I want to bring up. Really, like I know last night I discussed this on a solo show, but I want to talk about Batman for a little bit. Uh, I'm kind of the reason I say it connects is well, specifically, if you remember in The Dark Knight Rises, where Bane comes in and he's talking about all the rich people need to be pulled from their homes and everything. Because now, don't think I'm saying, go find a rich person and attack them and take the shit. No,
We're
I'm not
we're
saying
not
that.
we're not
I'm not
supporting
saying.
mobs. You're not supporting
What I'm
mobs.
what I'm saying is, uh, he was talking about how uh, corrupt people have gotten over the years, and I think that's what's going on in the world. And I'm kind of wondering, where is our Batman? Or are we going to get Bane to do like? Where is our Bane? Hey, yeah, you know what? I would take Bane. I would take 6 months of stability and everyone getting along and everything being okay if it meant we all got blown up because it would work. If everything worked fine for 6 months, okay, I'd check out at the point in time. I'd be okay with that. I'll just say that now.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I get your point.
But yeah, anyway, I don't know if you, Nick, listened to the solo show from last night, but
I
have
did.
you read anything of the Empire Magazine article?
I did not read the article, but from what you said on the show, it sounds pretty much exactly like what we said would happen.
Yep. We are.
Which means we are psychics. Worship us.
Huh?
We are psychics. Worship us.
I don't know if anybody wants to worship a psychic, Nick.
Prophets?
Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. We can do that. I'll be Oh, let's see. Which one can I be? Can I be Mohammed?
No, because
That
now you're just
was
trying to get.
wrong. That was wrong. I'm sorry. I don't want to be
I
Mohammed.
hope no one ever hears that. I
Oh
legitimately
no,
hope.
it's fine. No, really. See, like,
I hope that the audio clipped out at that exact moment.
now why? I mean, you're saying that the bank bailout's worse than 9/11. I can say I want to be Mohammed. It's fine. We're equal opportunity offenders. Don't take it seriously, anybody. But no, really, I'm actually astounded at how right you and I were, or just even me, or just either separately or together. We were fucking right about a lot
We
of
were
stuff.
literally spot on.
I mean, like, there's a couple things that I'm not sure about. Like, like I mentioned, like the army that shows up. I don't know. But just given what has been confirmed, Batman's been around for 20 years. He's been doing Batman shit, which means Robin is dead. It is verifiably a dead Robin at some point in time. Which Robin it is, we don't know. But all the other shit's fine. Like, it's all true. They are in a prison. They're all in the same prison, and now we know what prison they're in.
Mm-hmm. Which is the exact one we thought it was.
Yes. And
I mean, it.
I was also right when I said they all had to been rounded up by Batman. I was right too.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was. The only thing that seems a little odd to me is that, well, if Batman, like in the timeline period, how recently from Suicide Squad has it been that Superman's been around? That's my question.
Well,
Because obviously they can't put together a team of villains to battle Superman unless they know he exists. So
okay. I'm thinking honestly, it can't be much longer than a year. It can't be.
yeah,
It it
so to me it seems like these were villains they already had rounded up, and she just decided to gather them for. See, that's the weird part to me. It Batman rounded up all of these people in 1 year after the Superman thing, because it seems like he would have that. It seems like this would have taken time.
it has, which is why I'm starting to think uh, um, Amanda Waller's other quote where she says about all these people are showing up in response to Superman. I'm starting to think more that that's actually something that shows up later in the movie.
Yeah, it could be a reference to the other. Actually, it could even be a reference to the other heroes. Honestly, I don't think we've
It
ever thought
actually
about
could
it
be.
like
It
that.
really could be.
It
Because
could be a reference to
because
Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
uh,
Um,
there
no, go ahead.
there is that sequence where you see Wonder Woman. She's got her sword and shield and everything. Now, I'm actually not too certain anymore about the scene where you see her jumping, when she slams her bracelets together, and then there's that big energy wave. I'm actually not too certain that that is from her going back and looking at it.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering, since we know that Zod is in this, um, which by the way, I predicted that shit like 2 months ago. Zod's in this, so I'm thinking because it is verified that Lex Luthor will have kryptonite. We know he's going to. So is it possible that we will be getting Doomsday?
I don't think. I think they'll save that for Justice League. I really do.
So, well. I think this movie is definitely just going to be Batman fighting Superman or whatever. But I'm wondering again because Zod is in the movie. We know he's going to be in the movie. Now whether it's just a flashback or not, I'm not sure because there's not enough information to say.
Well,
But
I mean,
the fact that he's
Superman
in the
did
movie,
straight up kill him, so.
he did. But the reason I'm saying that it's likely that he'll be Doomsday at some point in time is because Doomsday in the comics, as you know, it's later revealed, was a Kryptonian who was used for science experiments. So maybe Lex Luthor is trying, because there has to be some way to tie in Lex Luthor and Superman, because you have to have, that polar opposite thing going on. Like you have to have one and the other, or you just don't have Superman stories at all. So there has to be a reason that Lex Luthor is trying to get Superman. Now, the most likely reason is what it's always been. He wants to cut him up and he wants to study him because he wants to learn how it is he gets his powers here, and he wants to utilize them on his own. So literally the easiest way to do that, other than getting Superman to say, "Hey, here's my blood," whatever, is to just get Zod's body. So that's why I really do think that they're going to have Luthor be the creator of Doomsday in one way or another. And honestly, what other villain would there be that the Justice League could respond to at some point in time? Because if you've read the Dead Superman storyline, which by the way, I'm looking at my novel copy of it right now, uh, the Justice League does in that respond to Doomsday. Like they ask Superman, do we need to help you? And he's like, no, I've got this on my own. And then he gets beaten to death. So I'm wondering, is that what's going to bring the Justice League together? What else could there possibly be other than this amazingly huge threat like Doomsday?
Well, hmm. I'm wondering.
It's a thinker, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a real thinker.
I'm trying to think. It's like obviously the fight between Batman and Superman, and they're gonna at the end be like, we should work together, and or Wonder Woman will say we should work together. Whoever's gonna say it, we know that because yeah. Um, but the question of the founding of the Justice League, does the Justice League need to be founded in response to a single threat, or could it just be, like, okay, there's all these heroes that are popping up, we should, unite and fight bad guys or something?
See, okay, okay.
Like,
Well,
because the Avengers, they were formed to, they were formed in response to one big enemy. So, my question is, are they going to copy that format or go in a different direction? Because I don't believe the original Justice League was formed in response to any one significant threat. At least not that I can think of.
okay. Well, see, the Avengers Initiative was initially started with Captain America, as we mentioned on the show like last week, to the fucking Nazis, and then that was removed. So you have them, you have Samuel L. Jackson, the shit out of this, saying, "Well,
Which
we
is
have
fine.
the Avengers here."
Which is
Do what?
fine. Samuel
Do what?
Samuel L. Jacksoning it is just fine with me
It
because
is. I'm okay with it. Really, is there anything that he has done that's been bad? Don't correct me, because I just remembered Kingsman.
even still, his performances are always great. Always.
They are. They really are. But uh, what I was gonna say is the Avengers initiative was already started. Like it's mentioned, it's already in existence. So it's just been done away with. So since it's confirmed, we're going to be seeing the creation of the DC cinematic universe with this. Like we're going to see the birth of it. There has to be something there to draw them up. Like there has to be something to get Wonder Woman, to come out of hiding and say, "Hey, I'm here. I've always been here. I've been watching you. I've been watching you, and I've been watching that asshole over there with the trident who you didn't see before." Because what other reason would there be for the ruler of 75% of Earth to actually come up out of the water if there's not some kind of threat? Now, the oh, wait a minute! I just thought of something. I just thought
Well,
of something cool.
but
What if the threat's going to be Lex Luthor?
well, that was my original thought, but then I I don't know how they would frame that to make Lex Luthor such a powerful enemy that all the heroes have to unite.
We'll see. Okay,
Or
this is what.
wait. What if they have to save Superman?
No, no. Okay, okay.
No,
Here's
no,
what I'm
we
saying.
know Lex Luthor.
Hang
We
on,
know
hang
Lex
on,
Luthor has
hang on,
kryptonite. We know
hang on.
he has
Hang,
kryptonite.
I'm making a prediction. Okay, I'm making a prediction. What I'm thinking is going to happen is Wonder Woman has been working for or with Luthor for some reason. Okay, she's watching him for some reason. Uh, Clark Kent gets on it because Luthor does something, and I'm gonna guess he's figured out some Kryptonian stuff. I don't know. Like that's a guess. We know Batman's involved because of Zod and uh, Superman fighting in the Wayne Enterprises building. Okay, so those three characters are there. Since we already know that we're supposed to be getting Aquaman in this, I'm gonna say the most likely thing to bring all of them together, just those four together, is going to be Lex Luthor, and he has to be doing some eco-terrorist bullshit, something that will affect the Earth's oceans in some way, and that's going to bring Aquaman in because we know he shows up in the movie at some point in time. What other reason is there for him to be there unless there's something going on with Earth's oceans? Now, the only other possibility here is that Wonder Woman and Aquaman know one another somehow, and they just discuss things and they're helping one another up. That would still be in a response to something. So I'm thinking Luther is actually going to be the villain, and if that's what they're going for, if that's genuinely the story that's going to be put forth in the DC universe, which I'm willing to bet it will be, then they're doing something masterful. The past treatments of Luther we have gotten have been him being a complete dick to random individuals for random things. Uh, the last live action one before Man of Steel, you had him creating an island in the middle of the ocean. He was going to sell all the land to people. That was it was stupid, but and then there's the one where he made an energy being and all just stupid plots that really don't matter that Superman's been able to solve on his own. So there has to be something to bring them together, and I'm thinking that's why he has Zod's body. He's working on something, and we know he's going to have kryptonite. So there's going to be something working with that, and we do know that he does interact with Superman personally, but there has to be something to bring Wonder Woman in. So I'm going to say that Lex Luthor is up to some wickedly bad shit, and he needs to be responded to. And his defense is going to be Doomsday. I'm calling it. So we're going to have to find out if I'm right or not.
Now, if they go the eco-terrorism route, I'm honestly going to be incredibly disappointed. Not because I don't think those are terrible, terrible, terrible things. Climate change is obviously real and devastating and we're all going to die if we don't find a way to fix it, or at least a good portion of us. Um, but for this movie with this grand scale, and I'm just gonna be generally disappointed if it's not some big bad guy somewhere. So I would really like if Zod becomes Doomsday. That would be really cool to me. I've always thought, ever since I first saw the trailer, ever since I knew Lex Luthor was in the movie, I always thought that he was honestly going to be the main villain, for everything. I'm not sure if they'll actually fight Luthor this movie, or he's just going to be in the background, basically playing chess with everyone.
That's
Um,
that's what I'm thinking. It's gonna happen, and
yeah.
that's why and that is why I said that if that's what is going to be done in this movies, that's a perfect usage of Lex Luthor. I mean, you're not having him being a
Well,
complete dick to random individuals like it's been done in the past. You're
that's
using
what I
him the
thought
way he
from the
needs to be.
first. That is what I thought from the very first time I saw the trailer. I saw Lex Luthor. I when he was talking about how devils come from heaven, and he's obviously trying to turn people against Superman. I'm pretty sure he's going to influence Batman somehow to fight him, either just through general shaming of Superman, or maybe he'll interact with Bruce Wayne somehow directly.
We'll
Um,
see. We'll see. Hang
even
on.
mm,
Here's something else that was brought up. I'm not sure if it was in this particular article or something else, but uh, the armored suit that Batman is wearing,
yeah,
you were correct. It is going to be kryptonite laced,
yeah,
and
that was
yeah,
obvious. There was no
yeah.
way.
Uh,
It,
but
there's no
but
way an
but here
Iron Man suit is going to beat Superman, or
but
even
but
compete with him.
but see, here's the thing. He's not apparently aiming to kill Superman, so it's not going to be strong enough to kill him. It's just going to be to weaken him so they can fight, you know, mano y mano, like they can go toe to toe, and he will not be able to kill Batman, which is kind of that's a little interesting to me. But there has
Wait,
to be a way he gets the kryptonite, and I agree with you. I think it has to be Lex Luthor that's doing it. I mean, really having Luther, playing the politics game, playing the economics game, and everything else, just having his fingers in everybody's cookie jar. That's really the only way I can see it happening, and that's a genuinely good usage for Lex Luthor. I can get behind that, and I want to see Lex Luthor being a complete and total asshole who is playing like I really want them to Emperor Palpatine him. I want him to be
well,
playing everybody against everybody else and just raking in money while he does it and swimming in gold and then laughing his ass off. And I think Jesse Eisenberg is enough of a smartass in the way he portrays characters to be able to do that. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm I'm a little worried that instead of Lex being more of an Emperor Palpatine, he'll be more of a Loki. That's my main concern. I would love it. I would love it if they portrayed him in more of an Emperor Palpatine role. Just always being there, always present. I don't want him to, vanish or go away or go into the background like Loki does. And I love Loki, and I think they did right with Loki, because he's not up front and center. He's always in the background. He's always, much more in the background. I'll put it like that.
Well,
I
see, um,
hmm?
I just completely forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna make a really good point about Luther. Yeah. I think uh, it, okay. I really do think that they're leaning more towards Palpatine because you see
They have
him
a
interacting with people with Congress. You see him talking to Superman. There has to be a point in time where he interacts with Bruce Wayne. There has to be, because how else does Bruce Wayne get the kryptonite? Does Batman break in to Lex Luthor's house to steal it? I don't know. But but there seriously has to be some point in time, and that's why I really think, like I said, that Luther is going to be the bad guy for this. And then at some point in time, they're going to bring around Doomsday. But we've
well,
got, like a year and a half, 2 years until
well,
anything is discussed about the Justice League movie. So I'm ready to wait. I'm willing to wait and find out.
well. My main question is: are they actually going to fight Luthor this movie, or is he? We just know he's the villain, but are they actually going to have a confrontation? Because I honestly don't think they're going to fight. I don't think they're going to go fight Luthor. It doesn't make sense for me for them to go fight him in this movie if they want to use him later on down the road or continuously down the road.
But see, that's why I think that it's a good usage of Luther, because they can have him continually be a threat. I mean, he's not going to go anywhere for a while because one, he's rich as fuck, and two, he's rich as fuck, and all three, he's rich as fuck. He has too much money, to just go to prison. Now they could say, well, he's broken the law, blah 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 blah. But we're talking about someone who is wealthy enough to buy his way out of jail. Like he can buy votes if he wants to. Like he can
He
buy
he's the
everybody in
perfect
Congress.
he's the
He,
perfect example of what I was saying earlier.
he is, and I'm thinking that that's what they're going to go with Luther. And like the more I go back and look at just what we know, the more I'm thinking I'm right. And he's going to be playing everybody, just in every way possible, and he's going to initiate threats at some point in time, and that's got to get Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman involved. It has to. There's no way it can't.
Yeah, I told you from the beginning. You can go back and look at our discussions. I told you from the beginning. Luthor is going to be the main bad guy.
And I'm okay with that.
I am very okay with that. I really like that. That makes me much more excited, much more optimistic for the movie. The only thing I just really hope it's not a what if movie that for the what you said earlier about Wonder Woman seeing what would happen if Batman and Superman fought. I would really, really be disappointed in that.
Well, I think there's going to be some what if in this. I'm just not sure. But hey, speaking of what ifs and bosses, uh, the new WoW expansion's coming out in a week, or being announced in a week. What do you think about that?
I saw some rumors. Our I believe we're gonna go into the South Seas and finally fight Azara. I believe. At least that's what I think I saw.
Well, see, the South Seas expansion has been mentioned for a long time. There was something that I listened to the other day that said that there was a title of a game that was registered. Now, there's always a title of a game registered before expansion comes out. Everybody knows about this. It's been happening for years. But oh, hey, by the way, just to mention this, like I believe I brought it up on the solo show. I talked when I talked about it. But a while back when we discussed flying, I mean coming to Draenor, um, I mentioned that Blizzard has gotten really good about timing everything to other events. So and that's why I think they decided to choose Gamescom for this instead of BlizzCon. And honestly, if it turns out that the 135 or whatever it is people that are working on the World of Warcraft team are actually spending their time divided up and they're working on new expansions and they're putting them out really quick, I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay, with there being some severe letdowns, and if
Well,
and if Warlords of Draenor is really only going to be this short, like it's going to be a year at least. I mean, hell, we're not even at a year yet. But if we're looking, at like a year or so for expansion, I'm okay with that. I mean, it's a letdown, and it is going to severely yo-yo the uh the player base to do that, but there's no way at all that this was not timed to bring new people into the game or returning players because the press conference to discuss their second quarter returns is August 5th, I think. 5th or
hmm,
6th. And as soon as that was found out, like last week, like whenever everyone narrowed down, when it was going to be, because Blizzard, what? No, really, it wasn't even narrowed down. Blizzard said it was going to be then. Uh, that was when the Gamescom announcement, like it was less than a day later. So Blizzard is definitely trying to get return players back, and that really makes me wonder because I've seen quite a few people drop off even more, since the last quarter ended, and like this entire time. So I'm thinking maybe subscribers have gone down even more. And instead of them putting out more content for Warlords, instead of telling the story that we were supposed to get, because by the way, we haven't gotten jack shit
yeah.
from
I
what we
mean,
were told we were going to get.
I haven't
Uh,
played in what has it been, 2 months now?
Something like that, yeah. But I
And
mean,
I
like,
mean, I haven't had any genuine interest to play, honestly. Even with the new patch, I've had very little interest to play WoW right now.
well, see, Tanan is okay. It's fun, but it's only a retention. Like after I got uh the uh the final garrison campaign in the zone, like the actual storyline for the zone finished up, I didn't really give a shit anymore. Like it took me about a month to do it, because you get like one maybe two quests for it a week. So I finished all that, and I was done. And by then I just realized, no, I have no desire at all to go and do these dailies again. And I splurged on the auction house and I bought the little tokens that give you the rep, and I just used that to get exalted with everybody else. I just stopped fucking caring about it. Now it's not that I don't enjoy it, because you get like 50 gold per turn in, and it's time consuming and it's fun to do, but really I have gotten uh 2 horde characters and 4 alliance characters to 100, and I had 1190s on just one just on our main server alone that I was going to play, and I haven't played. Like, I've gotten all but one into Draenor, and I just don't fucking care. This has
It,
not been an alt friendly expansion, unless it's low level. This has not been an alt friendly expansion for me or anybody else. Like,
it,
it's annoying as shit, and that's why.
it's it's really, really weird. Just Warlords of Draenor has been really weird because I absolutely loved the questing experience. I loved leveling. It was so much fun. It was so good. And the end game has been absolutely terrible. It really has. It's that I'm just not interested in it. And that is almost shocking. It's unbelievable to me. honestly, that Blizzard, who has always emphasized the end game, that has always been their strongest part. Leveling has usually been the distraction or the tedious part, or the part that people want to ignore the most. And they've always focused on amazing, big dungeons and raids and just big end storylines that draw you in and make you, you really want to finish. And it hasn't been there.
Well, see, there have been some really fantastic storylines here. Uh, the just off the top of my head, the Spires of Rock storyline, like
But the point is, they did all of that during leveling. It was all during leveling. Those stories were amazing, and they were why I was having so much fun. I love the stories of even the Frostwolf orcs. Even though I didn't get to play them, I love seeing their or hearing about their story, or watching videos about their story. It the Draenei storyline was really cool. I wish it was a little longer, but it was really cool. Just the Spire story, everything. It
okay.
was awesome.
There's there's three major things that really like that I've loved. I mean, like it's been emotionally overwhelming for me to do them. One, doing the entirety of uh Frostfire. It's beautiful. That it's honestly it's one of my favorite zones to complete. It's amazing. Now, granted, it's kind of long and drawn out, but there's all these little threads that kind of like okay. The first part
I
is
really
basically
wish I wish they did that more with the Draenei starting zone.
the it, this is kind of spoilers. I'm sorry, but the first part is basically you're kicking the ogres out of their territory, and the frost wolves take it over. And then the second half is the frost wolves' turn against the Iron Horde, and then there's a fight where you find out that a certain NPC is related to other NPCs, and this certain NPC dies, and then the Iron Horde comes in like the Thunderlord orcs was really just kind of a preempting for this, and then the Iron Horde invades, and then there's that fantastic battle in the past, and that's where you see the cinematic, with um Drekthar is doing his shaman thing, and then the other orcs standing there fighting. That's where that comes in, and that's the end of the zone. It's beautiful. I love it. Um, Another thing that I love, honestly, Uriel gets a lot of hatred. There's a lot of people who don't like her at all, but I love her story. I just wish that Blizzard had left it intact like it was on the beta, where
Well,
you do. Uh, okay, the way it initially was, you did, the quest line, and then you went to Karabor, and then you did the battle there, and then right after that, you turned around and you went for Shatrath, and you took down Shatrath, and almost immediately following the death of I just
I
forgot
mean,
his name.
but see, the weird thing was they put that into the Garrison quest, but honestly, it would have been so much better if they had just left it as part of the quest.
It really was better. Murad, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Anyway, after the death of Murad, you get sent directly back to Shadow Moon, and that's when the Exarch Council has said, "Hey, look, Uriel is doing some amazing shit. We need her to help. We need her." And that's when she becomes an Exarch. That was the way it was originally done, and it was beautiful. I mean, you did this story. Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. Um, but anyway, you do the storyline where she's involved, and you rescue her, and then then you do this the rest of the storyline, where Valen dies and everything, and the way it's done now, in the live game, it's fucked up. Because Valen putting his hand on her forehead and that little mark transferring, that's him giving her his power. Damn it. That's important. It does not get addressed at any other time.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest moments to me. It's like it was such a big moment, and then they just left it alone. Even her becoming an exarch doesn't really, expand upon what just happened. I'm still confused about what happened. Can you explain it more?
Apparently, I had my microphone in. I'm sorry. Okay. From what I remember in the initial storyline, the reason the Exarch Council acknowledges her is okay. She's basically a okay. She is a player character, just in NPC form. She starts out. She has shitty gear. Like she has, like a pickaxe and whatever she has, and then she goes to her starter zone, which is Tanan Jungle, and like you're supposed to learn to empathize with her. You're supposed to understand. She kind of represents you, and that's
Which
why she's supposed to be there all the time.
I'm not sure they really did that well, though. I mean, it was just I like I liked her much more at the end, but during the first few parts, she just didn't seem to connect with me.
See, she does if you know why it is she's important. And the reason she's important, again, she basically represents you. That's why she travels with you, for a good portion of it, and that's why you see her, you know, getting stronger, getting more powerful, getting more gear and everything. And then eventually, oh look, she gets an honor bestowed upon her. She's supposed to represent you. It's well done when you understand that's what she is. She's you. She's that important. But the way they have it now, no one likes Urel. Like no one seems to like her at all. And it's sad because Blizzard kind of gutted her story to add more stuff in there. Like okay, like I said initially, you did the Tanan intro, you did the Garrison stuff, you did the storyline. The way it was set up initially was you did the portion of the Dark Star thing, where at let 91 or whatever it is, you get your first garrison building profession everything. You did that, and then you went to Valen, and then you did the sneak attack thing in the camp, and the rest of it was leading up to the Battle of Karabor. Like you did the whole sequence where Samara dies. That that still breaks my heart. Like
Yeah.
it's sad, but you did that, and that led you to doing the campaign where you help Valen, and then he fixes Kara, and then he dies because he sacrifices himself. And what's supposed to happen is, when he touches Urael's head, the Lamarck transfers. He's transferring his fucking power to her. That's like saying, "Hey, here's like my abilities. Take it. You're the leader. You're in power now." And then what happens is she goes and tells Marad, and Marad, knowing the real Valen, is like, you know what, cool, I'll follow you to hell, you know. And then you go to Shadrath. I'm sorry, the Battle of Karabor, and then that was supposed to send you to attacking Shatrath, and like you build your garrison up, and then from there you do taking out the logging camp, and then you go to Shatrath almost immediately after that, just like you do in live right now. Except there's other quests that you knock out first there. Uh, but you go to Shatrath, the battle there, and then after that's over, you're sent you were sent almost immediately back to Karabor, and what's left of the Exarch Council welcomes Uriel in. But now it's been split up and it's all spread out. And I understand why that was done. It's to make it more military campaign like
I I
uh
honestly I honestly think part of Uriel's problem is that we never really exactly see her being a leader. She just
no, you don't.
she just
You
kind of
don't.
shows up and is like, "Oh, we have this problem. Let's go take care of this." And it's like, okay, but you never see her, being a leader, like a leader of an army, a leader of a nation. You don't
You
see her
don't.
do that.
You don't. You don't, and that's pitiful. I mean, it really is, and that's why. Even though I love the Shadow Moon Valley quest line, Shadow Moon and Teledor quest lines, I love them. They do tie in together, but you have this extended storyline. Like I said, it's supposed to make it seem like like there's an actual military campaign going on, and I get that. That's cool. I'm all in favor of that. But they cut up you like having you go to Gorgron with her. Really? Why? Why? They took out the BlackRock storyline that was there, so you don't even interact with the BlackRock orc except for a couple of occasions. Why even worry about that? Like, why does she go? Like, why not just have Murad go there and it's just Murad? But no, you have to take your relevant along, and then you have to do this, blah blah blah. It's boring as shit. I
It
don't really
really,
like it, but
Gorgon broke the storyline so much. It was just so
it does, dude.
random.
Or dude, originally the storyline for Gorgon brought in the Black Rock Orc clan. Like you understood, these guys are assholes and they need to be taken out. Instead, you get a few points in time where you deal with them, and then you go on and you play with rocks for the rest of the thing. That's all it is. It's boring. I don't like it. I mean, they could have completely dropped, all of the Everbloom shit and done away with the vegetable people. I don't care about them. Now, I get, they're supposed to be the elemental source of power there, blah, 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 blah. But without being explained to you why it's important that all these elemental forces are there, which was done with the Blackrock clan quest, Gorgon sucks. Now,
It,
the
uh,
reason, the
uh,
reason, the
well,
reason, the
wait.
reason,
What?
the
I just want to
reason,
say,
hang on, the reason all of the elementals, like the trees and everything are fighting the rocks, the reason all of that shit's going on is actually because of Black Hand himself. Now, this is mentioned in the legendary quest line because Khadgar has you go kill him. By the way, I have not done anything other than, the one or two fights that we did on normal in Highmall, but everything else has been LFR. The only fight I have given a good goddamn about doing, Black Hand. It's amazing. I love it. Anyway,
it was great.
it is. But you're told by Khadgar when you have to go kill him that he wants his arm. Now, why does he want his arm? Oh, as it turns out, Blackhand sacrificed his arm to be able to wield elemental fire. Why was that story dropped from Gorgon? Damn it. I wanted to know shit like that. That's important. It makes Blackhand a threat. Instead, he's a dick to you a couple of times and then you kill him. Just like uh, everybody else that's shown up. And that's where I think Blizzard really, really failed in presenting, just like we discussed a while back. That's where they really failed in presenting the orcs to us because It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, damn, they could have done a lot more with Garrosh than they did. Instead, you get a little tiny campaign where you follow Yrel into the Warsong clan home, and then Thrall pussies out and kills him with a rock hand. That was such a fucking letdown to me. Now, you know I play Horde. I play Horde a lot. I
Yeah.
love Horde. I grew initially through Cataclysm to hate Garrosh. I hated him. He was a dick. I couldn't stand him. He was such a mean character. And then when he took over in Pandaria, it's like, holy shit, he's gone insane. He's gone out of his mind. So to me, I wanted to see actual justice. That's why I was excited to know that the Pandaren were going to offer him a trial. I was excited about that, and then they're like, "Whoops, he gets out." Okay, is there going to be an amazing story for that? Like, is Garrosh, going to do like what we were promised, and he's going to help the Iron Horde, and the Iron Horde becomes a threat? No, he doesn't. He
He just
fails
dies.
miserably at that too, and then we kill him in what has got to be one of the shortest quest chains in the game. But at least we get a cinematic. No, fuck that. Really? Damn, we have been being teased about this battle between Thrall and Garrosh since Wrath of the Lich King. Dude, dude, Blizzard, dude, come on now. You dropped the ball here. You owe players more of a proper ending for Garrosh than being crushed by a rock. Now, see, the reason it really pisses me off is that was the only time that they had Garrosh actually speak. I'm going to go ahead and say this gospel truth to Thrall. Thrall has been told, this whole time, well, Garrosh is mean. He's ruining the Horde. The trolls don't like him. That's what he's been told. No, Garrosh tells him plainly, you left me in charge. You made me what I am. You knew. Now, see, the players know this, but I guess Thrall forgot this. Garrosh had problems. Garrosh basically was suffering from severe depression during Burning Crusade. And Thrall shows up and he's like, it's okay. Your dad's not the enemy. Just because he's your dad does not make you the bad guy. So Thrall pulled him out and without even bothering to help him, puts him in charge. Now, as someone who deals with depression and anxiety issues, that's important to me,
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, like it's fine, to want to help him, you know, come back into society, but instead Thrall just immediately puts him in a position of power. Immediately. And then he sends him to Northrend immediately after that. And then there's 2 years there of war, and Garrosh comes out of it, obviously having signs of PTSD, what a human being would have. He's messed up by it. And then immediately following that, 3 years after later, that chronologically, he's given leadership of the Horde because Thrall wants to go off and play shaman. Thrall made him what he was. That was the first time and the only time Thrall has been told that he fucked up. He genuinely fucked up. Jesus is no longer Jesus at that point in time. He's
Pretty much.
messed up. He messed up majorly with Garrosh. He failed the Horde. That should have been him saying, hey, you know what? You're right. Instead, he just straight up murders Garrosh because reasons.
And going back to what you said, I honestly think that um the trial, and I know they wrote a book about it, but I never read the book, and so it's and I think this is a very big problem for Warcraft is they try to do a bunch of things in their books, which is cool, but the player should need to read the books in order to understand what the heck is going on.
No. See, the thing is, I don't mind reading the books. I'm cool with that.
I
But
like reading books. I'm not against reading books, but I shouldn't need to read a book between expansions in order to keep up with what is going on and why this is important.
it's sort of like the Battle of Theramore thing. That was in a book, so you find out all the details, but instead, in the game, you get the little scenario. Also, I just realized we've been talking for like an hour or so, and we did not even get to our topic for the week.
Mm, we really need to work on staying more on topic.
Yeah.
Maybe that can be our
So,
topic for one time. Trying to stay on topic.
well, see, like it's cool to have other things to talk about, but I've been promising for this is like 3 weeks now, almost a month, in fact, that we were going to do cartoon conspiracies today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. But
Wait. Your delaying of this is starting to make me think that this is just a conspiracy to keep us watching or listening.
it might actually be. It might actually genuinely be. But so like we're let me check. We're at an hour and 12 minutes. So this is going to be the wrap up for this episode. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been promising it, and I know I said on Facebook before we started actually recording that we were going to get to this tonight, and it's even going to be in the description of this video. I'm sorry. We'll get to it next week, maybe all things considered. Hopefully, I didn't even mention this. Dany wasn't here all episode. She actually had something else come up tonight. She uh was gone out of state for 2 weeks, and she's come back, and she's trying to get some things sorted out. So she was not here. Sorry about that. So if you want to blame Nick and I not getting to the actual topic we were supposed to have tonight, it's all Daddy's fault.
Dany, come back. We need you. We miss you. Please. I can't stand him anymore. Please. I'm just kidding, folks. But yeah. I guess we have to wrap it up. Even though there's so much more I want to rant about World of Warcraft, and we didn't even really get to discuss the new expansion yet. But
No, we didn't. We didn't. We didn't.
there's just not enough time to talk about all of the awesome things that are going on.
You know what? You know what we're gonna have to do? Instead of me doing the solo shows this week, you're gonna have to get on, and we're gonna have to talk about some stuff.
I'll try and hop on for one or two.
We're gonna have to, like, we have to. But yeah. Anyway, that's really gonna be it for this week. I'm sorry we did not actually get to the promised topic we were supposed to, but we will. I promise. I promise. Uh, and everybody go yell at Dany for not being here. Also, by the way, do you like the new intro? I'm sorry it's so long, but at least it's not the old fashioned, which by the way I've never really explained. I might actually work in a solo show this week where I explain the reason that the intro theme for so long was sounded that way. I don't know, but yeah. Like us on Facebook. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. This video, we really could use the help in being told that you like what we talk about. You hate what we talk about. You really hate Nick, which is fine. We all understand if you hate Nick. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And sorry we kind of ranted Sorry, Danny's not here. We're just sorry this week. It's been kind of a weird day.
Well, yeah, yeah. There's not much more to say, folks. We are extremely sorry for all of our failures. But we love you. We love all of you. And we want to see you later. So goodbye, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend.
Goodbye. Have a wonderful night. Talk to all of you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.